They called it one of the safest private banks in the world, an institution known for its discretion, its elite clients, and its impeccable reputation. But behind the polished marble, the golden logos, and the quiet conference rooms where fortunes were discussed, a hidden system was moving billions of dollars through offshore networks, shell companies, and accounts that legally should not exist. This is the story of the bank that operated in the shadows and the billions it funneled without anyone noticing. The bank presented itself as a fortress of financial stability. Its headquarters stood in the heart of a major financial district, a skyscraper of glass and steel reflecting the world around it. For decades, wealthy families, corporations, and political figures trusted the bank to protect their wealth. Its slogan was simple: discretion, stability, legacy. But behind that promise was a system meticulously crafted to remain invisible. The bank didn't just manage money, it moved it quietly, efficiently, and above all, without questions. It began with small inconsistencies, transactions split into dozens of smaller ones, transfers made at unusual hours, and accounts that seemed to activate only briefly before disappearing forever. Analysts who reviewed these transactions noticed something odd. The money always followed the same pattern: in through one client, out through a shell company, and then gone. But when auditors asked the bank for clarifications, every file was classified. Employees were forbidden to access certain databases. IT logs were wiped daily, and any unusual movement was dismissed as confidential client activity. The key to understanding the hidden network was the discovery of over 142 shell companies registered across multiple jurisdictions. These companies had no employees, no offices, no real business activity. But they did have one thing: bank accounts connected directly to the hidden branch inside the institution. Millions moved through them every week. Some companies were dissolved within months. Others stayed alive for years, acting as bridges for money traveling across continents. Every shell company had the same purpose: to break the trail, to make investigators believe the money had no origin and no destination. The money flowed through a network of jurisdictions designed for secrecy: the Cayman Islands, Luxembourg, Panama, the British Virgin Islands, Switzerland, Singapore. Each country offered something unique: low regulation, corporate secrecy, or the ability to conceal the true owners of accounts. The movement was elegant, calculated, and invisible. Billions passed through borders without triggering a single alarm. The unraveling began when an external financial investigator noticed connections between several inactive accounts that had been closed years apart, but still shared identical transaction fingerprints. Slowly, the map began to form: shell companies, offshore banks, anonymous trusts, real estate purchases, foreign political donors. The investigator followed the trail for months. Every path led back to the same private bank. And the deeper he went, the clearer it became. This was not accidental. It was a system, a machine built to move money silently across the globe. Leaks began to surface. Whistleblowers came forward. A data breach revealed internal communications showing the bank had intentionally bypassed compliance rules. Investigators raided offices. Servers were seized. Clients panicked. Within days, the bank collapsed. Billions vanished. Executives resigned. Governments issued statements. But the truth was clear. The money had already escaped. Despite the scandal, no major executive faced prison. Reports were sealed, names redacted, charges dropped. Why? Because the bank had clients. Clients with power. Clients with influence. Clients who could erase entire investigations with a single phone call. In the end, the institution collapsed, but the system that supported it remained untouched. The hidden bank may no longer exist, but the network it operated did not disappear. New banks took its place. New shell companies were created. New offshore routes were established. Because at the highest levels of global finance, secrecy is not an accident. It's a business model. And as long as money can move without a name, there will always be banks operating in the shadows. Shadow finance, where crime meets capital.